everyone, welcome back to the Closet Confession Podcast. I'm your hostess, Maria. And today, it's not going to be fun, it's not going to be all laughs, but it's going to be real. So, today I'm going to be talking about recovering from a narcissistic relationship. And I want to do that because the moment I started opening up about my anxiety and my panic attacks, I found out that there's so many people, women and men, that have to deal with anxiety because of narcissistic ex-boyfriends or ex-girlfriends. So let's start. I should really have a drink. But anyways, if you've been with a narcissistic person, you know that it did not start toxic. Not at all. It actually started as a movie. You know the feeling that you get when you see like this couple getting together in the movie and it's like butterflies? Yeah, you feel that with them. It's intense. So my story started pretty much like a Hollywood movie. And that was in London. I was maybe 22 or 23. I used to go to this my favorite bar in Camden Town called Be at One. I was doing really good happy hour. It was really good vibes. I knew all the bartenders. It was a lot of fun. And that night, me and my sister went there, and we didn't have any cash. We wanted to pay with card, and that was never an issue. Yeah, they told us, actually, you're gonna have to go upstairs because the machine is not working. And we're like, what? What upstairs? What are you talking about? Oh, we didn't know this whole time that it was an upstairs. Anyways, I went upstairs and it was packed, and the only place that I could see it was sharing a table with these two guys. And you know exactly who ended up to be one of those guys. Yeah, so I'm all about good vibes. I'm very social, so I love talking to people. And he started talking to me, and I told my sister before he started, he's like, he's so gonna start talking to me. And honestly, I did not find him attractive at all. He had like shaved head that doesn't really suit him. He doesn't have the head for, yeah, he's not the rock. Anyways, he started talking to me and I'm like, whatever, I'll play along and have a conversation and have fun. But I was very obnoxious to him. My age was really young. I was very confident, was very fun. I've never been hurt, never had like guys issues. So yeah, so we started talking, and I was telling him how I had his British accent, how I cannot wait to come to the US, how I don't like London and the weather, and I was just talking about moving to the States. And yeah, you would expect him not to be interested at all, but of course, narcissists love the challenge. They are in love with challenge. So yeah, I was pretty obnoxious, pretty rude. Next thing I know, he asks for my number, and he goes, I'll never forget that. We were about to leave, and he goes, Do you have like a phone, like a number? I grabbed one of the candles from the tables, and I go, No, I send smoke signals like this. Like, that's how obnoxious I was. But again, you would expect him to be offended or something, but he freaking loved it. Anyway, so we're standing outside waiting at the bus stop. Me and him, kind of like hit it off, not gonna lie. Missed my bus and he runs all the way to get the bus. So I was like, okay, that's never done. Nobody has ever done that to me. He really ran to get the bus, put his foot on the bus and waited for me because I was on heels. Come, stop the bus driver. So you gotta have to wait. Okay, I was like, that felt like a drug. It was so different, it was so intense. It was um insane. So that's how they get you. They do the most extreme things. And I compare it to, even though I've never been addicted to drugs, but I can only compare it to that, like gives you that high. And you're literally becoming addicted to them. So yeah, the first year it was because I told him that I'm looking for a relationship, someone I was gonna be leaving. So for him, it was another reason for him to try even harder. We started hanging out again. I was like, don't want relationships. So he was trying so hard. We would be on the phone all day, texting me all the time. We had our favorite songs. There was a situation when because we liked Three Doors Down. Oh no, that he died recently. One of the singers. Anyways, we both liked Three Doors Down, and I saw it on YouTube and that they were gonna have a concert at O2 Arena. So I got two tickets, and one for me, one for him, and I text him, yeah, don't do anything on March, whatever. And he's like, oh, whatever you're doing, just stop it right now. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm getting us tickets for Three Doors Down. So we ended up with four tickets. So we invited my sister and her best friend. And it was amazing. It was so much fun. Um I remember he had bought me like some All Star. We were like matching jeans, matching Converse, and a t-shirt, Three Doors Down. I was on his shoulder the whole time, like singing and vibing. It was one of the best concerts. I'm not gonna lie. And the thing is, I know that because when years later after we broke up, moved to LA, I was with a boyfriend. He took me to a concert, and it felt so different. And I literally started crying because it didn't feel the same. It felt like, ugh. So yeah, when you are with them and when they're trying, you really feel amazing. You feel the highest of the highs. What else did you do? Yeah, so I remember it was Christmas time. I had to go back to Greece, and again, he came to the airport, waited the whole night with me, and then took the tube with me to take me there. Spent all night at the airport, saying our goodbyes. Then in Greece, I was the whole time on the phone, sending pictures and songs. I just felt intense, very intense. Like they put so much work, and I call that love bombing. So they get you. It's intense. It's what every girl wants, or guy. You know, this kind of effort, this kind of attention, and it did feel like a movie. It did. So yeah, we got the um love bombing stage, and then they get you. It's when they know you are all in, then everything changes. And for me, it changed 180 degrees. It was like night and day. It became from the best boyfriend to have, the most affectionate, created the best memories. Valentine's Day, he created one of the most amazing Valentine's Day. Like I cannot even explain. It became to the point that they call you the C word instead of your name, or instead of babe. Like that is the extreme transformation of their actions and the way they treat you. And this whole time, you're like, what happened? Why did I do? Why this is changing? I remember I said, that's when he started changing because he knew he had me. Remember I said, we started saying, I love you. So when maybe the first day or whatever, and we were on the phone, and then when I hung up, I said, I love you. And obviously, I was like hesitating a little bit because I was not used to it. And he turns around, oh, no, no, no. This is not going to be something we say all the time because it's going to lose its value. Do you know how much that hurt? It was like I felt sick to my stomach. Literally, I thought I was going to throw up from hurt. I was like, that felt weird. I was not used to this. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's my bad. It was my first serious relationship, didn't know what I was doing. So I'm like, okay, no, for me. So I went to the States, left him. We were visiting Greece actually at that time. I went for an internship, and things started changing even more when I got back from the States. So yeah, everything started changing. I stayed with him a little bit, and he was telling me like, you have to find a place, and every time I would try to find a place on Gumtree. It's like the Craigslist in London. He'd be like, "Are you trying to find a place behind my back?" And I'm like, "What? What do you mean? You just told me that I need to get a place, that we need space. We can't live together." We couldn't live together. It was like a tiny bedroom. My clothes were literally the whole time in my suitcase. So it was like the gaslighting. So that's like states number two, love bombing and then gaslighting. They're gonna make you freaking crazy. Because I don't really like confrontation or arguments. Like I'll, complain about something and then all of a sudden I am the bad guy. Like they are masters are turning the tables around and you are freaking crazy. Like that makes you doubt yourself so much that you don't even know who you are anymore. You don't know who you've become. You doubt if you ever knew yourself. Like it's insane the power that they have. Gaslight is a big one. It's such a mind fuck. I remember I was like super confident and fun and energetic and funny, told myself before I met him. And after that, I could not recognize myself. Even friends would tell me, "Where's your light? Like, where is Maria?" So yeah, it didn't happen in one day. He started changing slowly and slowly. And every time it felt the same, like a stab in the heart. Like every single time. I remember I try to go out and she will make me cry every single time. He invited me to his birthday party. We were not living together at the time. So going, I always bring a present because I have morals and that's how I grew up in Greece and I was raised. I go in with my presents and everything. He totally ignores me. Like I'm not there. And not only that, he's like hanging out the whole time with his girlfriend from his MMA classes. And I'm like, oh wow, he's completely ignoring me. So I'm there, I'm going to the kitchen, I'm gonna make a drink, try to have fun, meet people. And because I was again into the gym and everything, guys were like, "Oh, okay, so you go to the gym, right? Oh, yeah, I've seen you in the gym." So it was a bunch of guys at the in the kitchen started talking to me, and I grew up with boys. I was a tomboy myself. All my cousins were boys, so I felt really comfortable. I feel way more comfortable being around boys than girls. So for me, that was a safe zone, and I started talking with them. I'm there. I was already hurt that he didn't give me any attention. I didn't not saying that I had to be with him the whole time because he turned around and said, "That's not the kind of girlfriend that I want." And we are all together all the time on my lap kissing. He's told me that so many times as if I was clingy on it or anything, but I was never too proud to be clingy anyways. So yeah, I was hanging out with the guys, and at some point, I'm like, I might as well leave. He's no, he doesn't even care that I'm here. He doesn't know I'm about to leave. He stops me. He's like, "Why do you come here if you're just gonna be with the guys?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I don't wanna destroy your little party over there with your MMA girlfriend." Yeah, and he's like, "But it had to be with, you just had to talk to guys." I'm like, they were in the kitchen and they started talking to me. What do you want me to do? To say, "Oh, don't talk to me. I'm just gonna be here and start sulking by myself and be miserable because I'm his girlfriend." Like, what? That's what I'm saying, the gaslighting. Like you go in, you feel like shit, and then you are all of a sudden the bad guy. Because I started talking to the guys, like, why do you have to go to talk to the hottest guys in there? I'm like, I didn't choose that, but it's always your fault. And you started like going crazy. You start doubting yourself so much. You don't even know who you are anymore. Gaslighting. The next stage is accepting what's happening. So um accepting that it was over. He got what he wanted, and then we were not even a couple. We were not really hanging out, not having bedroom time either. So it was like, there's nothing. So I decided to visit my sister in LA, and I was going to move. We were not together. We had already broken up. So I come to the States, but we did stay in touch. And that is another thing I wanted, like, towards the end, not to do. I was in LA, having the time of my life. I felt so much freedom. I felt so relieved not having to deal with somebody like him. I felt myself again. I remember I was like riding my bike And I was singing. I was so happy. Felt myself again after like 2 years. It's just like a weight was removed from my shoulders. It was the best time of my life. But I did keep in touch with him. I did. At one point, he said, "Oh, so when you're back in London, are you gonna still bartend?" And I'm like, "Who said I'm gonna be coming to London? Like, there's nothing there for me. I was done with my studies. I graduated. We had broken up. So why would I stay at a place that I hate when there's nothing that I want? You know?" And he goes, "What? You're not coming back? You're saying that right now?" And I'm like, "Excuse me? What do you mean?" He hangs up the phone. I call back. I'm like, "What is going on?" He's like, "I just realized that I'm in love with you now that I don't have you." Of course, that challenge. He saw how happy I was over here. He saw that he didn't have me anymore and he wanted to have me back for his ego, not because he loved me. And as you can imagine, he fucked me up. He started going to apartments, and because he wanted to get an apartment together, studios, apartments, or whatever, he would go make appointments, little to go with a real estate agent and take videos and send me because I was supposed to go back and live with him. Yeah, and I knew it was a mistake, but I did go. Went back, and from the get go, like it started so badly. Flying back, he hasn't asked me the number of my flight, where he was gonna pick me up from. And I even told him, like, "How are you gonna pick me up? Like, you don't even know my flight. You just destroyed my surprise." I'm like, "What surprise? You don't know my flight number. You don't even know the airline that I'm flying with. You don't talk to my sister because he doesn't like anybody. So how would you know the time that I'm landing?" He goes, "You just destroyed my surprise." What? Again, I'm the bad guy. Going back, terrible. It was like the worst time of my life. And I've been through my parents' divorce. Okay. So got a place together. It was a mix up. We had other roommates. It was a shit show. And we became roommates, not a couple. Didn't do anything together. Completely was rejecting me every day. Like every time I try to be affectionate and cuddle with him, rejected me every single time. He even told me to my face that I'm really bad when it comes to things that I want. I don't want them when I have them, and I want them when I don't have them. Like legit told me to my face. Yeah, so um I got a I got two jobs so I didn't have to be in the house. And I also ran away one time for a couple of weeks, stayed with a friend because I would wake up crying because of the rejection, because that's what they do. They make you feel like lowest of the low. You have no confidence, hated myself. I would only feel good when I would go to work or where I go to the gym and socialize with other people. But the moment I turned back home, it was literally me walking on eggshells and getting insulted the whole time. Like anything I said, no matter what I said, he will attack me. Like I remember I said I want to start competing in the bikini division. He started laughing at me. Funny because then I became fitness model. Anyway, yeah, just try to offend me any chance he found. Once I said, "Oh, I can't wait to go to Greece in the summertime and go to the beach." And he's like, "Huh, don't you need a beach body to do that?" And I'm like, "What are you talking?" I was literally like underweight, and I was training, and I was eating very healthy. So what do you? Anyways, it was the first time that I actually laughed at him, and I said, "I am so happy that I have no body image issues because I was really happy with my body. Um, because you would have freaking destroyed me that year. It was a lot of pressure, and again, I'm not a confrontational person, so I kept everything inside, and my body reacted with panic attacks and anxiety. Had a big panic attack first time when I got this new job. I had two jobs and it was a lot. I was dealing with a lot, new information. And she's messaged me a massive essay humiliating me and like talking shit, and it was too much to take. So I got my first panic attack. I didn't know what it was, a panic attack at that time, and anxiety. So it took me months to realize what it was. I just thought I was sick. And the trauma that a narcissist can cause, like, I cannot stress it enough. I cannot. But I understand when people stay and they try so hard to make it work, because I was one of them. I was like hanging on the idea of how he was in the beginning, or he pretended to be, because that was not the real him. So I was hanging on all those memories and amazing moments that we experienced, and the idea of who he was or pretended to be. And unfortunately, that destroyed me. That effort to work things out and have him back or whatever definitely destroyed me mentally, physically. Started drinking more. I didn't really care um, about myself. Yeah. Is stage 4, it was the accepting and recovery. So I accepted that it's not good for me. By the way, I had so many of his friends telling me, why are you crying over him? We know him, we like him, but he's a terrible boyfriend. Even his own friends. And that's when you know, like, wait, I understand with my girlfriends or guy friends are talking shit about him, but it was his own friends loving me and like supporting me. That's a big red flag. Big one. So I accepted it, but that doesn't mean that it was easy for me to get out of the relationship. Because even when I escaped, I came back because they had the power. I left for 2 weeks and no contact, and it felt amazing. I was like, I can breathe again. But then, how to get a couple of things from the house? I saw him, and they are very charming. They have their way. They're really good at that. So where was I? Yeah, so I accepted it. And then I had to, again, go no contact. So I had to block him from everything. Everything. Facebook, Instagram. Left the country. I'm saying I ran away. Again, I was thinking about him. But I promised myself that I'm not going to text him. I'm not going to DM him or whatever, email him. And going into recovery, I did have to get a therapist and do cognitive and exposure therapy for my anxiety, but I really wanted love, so I tried to jump into relationships way too fast, and it didn't work. But I'm not gonna lie, but they felt so much easier. All these relationships, these people felt so much more easy to communicate with. I have a relationship, more loving. I did have trauma. Like a lot of times, I'm like, oh, he's pretending to be. It's coming, But they were super nice. But I was really in search for love to fill in the gap, but I wasn't ready. Maybe I'm right now, but I wasn't ready at the time. But I'm thinking about these relationships with like, very positive and warm feeling in my heart, no regrets. It did help me. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about red flags, about narcissists, love bombing, gaslighting, and anxiety. So I guess every experience, either bad or good, you have to see the bright side that you actually learned and you can evolve and become stronger. But I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind not having to deal with this bullshit. I get to be more mature. I don't know. Yeah, so that is my story. If you feel that you relate to me, please comment and tell me a few things about your experience, and maybe we can support each other through this channel. That's all for me. I hope I didn't bring the room way too low or down. Happy Easter Sunday, and I'm gonna see you guys at the next one.